You've been told your whole life that you have to heal before you can manifest. You've been soaking up the narrative that you can't attract true unconditional love until you've dissected every fragment of your childhood trauma, or that you can't attract genuine, consistent wealth until you've perfectly fixed every single limiting belief that you or your ancestors ever held. You're under the spell that your current state of being is flawed and somehow fundamentally insufficient, and that this grand, magnificent vision of your future life is locked behind a massive internal gate labeled "Fix Yourself First." But what if I told you, and I need you to lean in on this, that this very idea, this pervasive, well-meaning, seemingly spiritual concept of endless self-improvement as a prerequisite for manifestation is precisely the thing that is keeping you perpetually stuck in the exact reality you are trying so desperately to escape? Hey guys, it's Mohamed, and welcome back to Galaxy Gestalt, where we dive deep into how your consciousness, your inner reality, and your identity shape your entire external reality. Not in a fluffy, theoretical way, but in a way that provides immediately actionable, belief-shifting power. Today, I'm going to expose one of the biggest, most deeply ingrained traps in the entire self-development and manifestation world. The endless, soul-sucking cycle of trying to heal yourself before allowing the magnificent life you want to pour in. We are going to deconstruct the lie that says you are broken and replace it with the fundamental truth of your innate wholeness. I know this challenges a lot of what you've heard, but trust me, once you see the logic of the subconscious mind and the true mechanics of consciousness, you'll realize how much time, energy, and actual manifestation power you've been spending trying to fill a hole that was never there to begin with. Stick with me till the end, because once you truly understand this hidden mechanism, you'll stop waiting to be ready, you'll stop the search for the final piece of healing, and you will start actually manifesting what you want right now from a place of absolute and effortless power. Now, before we get into the heavy lifting of this concept, let's quickly talk about a tool that can help you execute this new perspective with ease. By the way, if you haven't yet, you need to download my free ebook, The Magic of Affirmations. It's going to help you use affirmations correctly, shifting them from wishful thinking into powerful subconscious programming tools for abundance, self-worth, and realizing that state of innate wholeness we're about to talk about. The link's in the description below. It's totally free, and it's the perfect companion to this mindset shift.
So let's get right to the heart of the matter. The illusion of healing first. Listen, guys, the moment you adopt the perspective that you must heal something inside you before you can have your manifestation, you are automatically operating from the core belief that you are currently, in this moment, broken, deficient, or incomplete. This is absolutely crucial to grasp. If your main identity and internal narrative is, "I'm a person who is constantly working on healing my wounds," what frequency do you think you're emitting? What is the vibration of perpetually searching for a solution? It is the vibration of lack, the frequency of not ready, and the state of, "I do not currently have the required consciousness to hold this manifestation." You don't realize how much this keeps you looping, because the very act of seeking healing is predicated on the belief that a fundamental flaw exists. And as we know, the universe, or reality, is simply a mirror of your fundamental beliefs about yourself. When you go into reality seeking validation that you are healed, reality shows you more unhealed things to work on, because that is the instruction you gave it. Show me the next thing I need to fix. It becomes an infinite feedback loop where the solution, the desire for healing, reinforces the problem, the belief in being broken. The real trap here is that manifestation, the entire process of conscious creation, works through identity, not effort. This is big, and you need to let it sink in. You manifest as who you believe you are, not as who you are trying to become. The effort is the poison. The striving to reach a future, better, healed version of you is the very thing that pushes that version away. Think about it. When you assume the identity of a person who is already successful, already loved, and already wealthy, you don't spend your time trying to fix things to get there. You simply operate from that state. When you are obsessed with healing, with the continuous shadow work, the deep dives into trauma, the endless inventory of limiting beliefs, you are solidifying the identity of the person who is not yet ready. The healing obsession in this context becomes nothing more than a powerful, highly spiritualized form of postponing your power. You are essentially telling the universe, I know I have this infinite power within me, but I'm going to keep it safely locked away until I can produce a certification of perfection. And the universe, being the perfect reflector, says, duly noted. Your power is postponed.
This postponement is deeply tied to how the subconscious mind interprets your internal language. Let me tell you, your subconscious doesn't understand sophisticated concepts like waiting or future potential. It doesn't have a calendar. It only understands the current state of being. When you constantly affirm, I will manifest love when I am healed, or I will attract money after I fix my scarcity mindset, your subconscious hears one loud, simple, and undeniable message. I am not healed yet. And because the subconscious is the engine room of your manifestation, the place where identity and feeling merge to create vibration, it immediately goes to work reinforcing that state of not yet. It loops that state indefinitely. It's like a computer program with an embedded bug. It keeps rebooting saying, error, prerequisite not met, run not healed program again. Your reality, in turn, will constantly produce scenarios, feelings, and people that validate your current operational state of not healed, because that is the instruction that has been prioritized. The true paradox of acceptance is where the real shift lies. Real, genuine, lasting healing, the kind that effortlessly opens the door to manifestation, doesn't happen when you chase perfection. It happens when you accept that you are already whole. I want you to feel the profound difference between those two states. Trying to heal is an act of force, a pushing against your current reality which generates resistance. Acceptance, on the other hand, is an act of effortless surrender and recognition. When you stop looking for the flaw dissolves. When you stop identifying as a victim of your past loses its power over your present. The moment you declare and feel the truth of I am already whole, I am already enough, and I am already aligned, you are not denying your past experiences. You are simply declaring them null and void as drivers of your current identity. You are removing them from the driver's seat of your future. The universe isn't waiting for you to become perfect. It's waiting for you to stop believing you aren't already perfect.
Let me give you a classic example, because I see this play out constantly. You have someone who desperately wants to attract a committed, loving relationship. So what do? They read every book on attachment theory, they commit to 3 hours of shadow work a day, they write out 50 affirmations about their self-worth, and they meditate until their mind is numb, all with the goal of fixing their past relationship trauma so they can be ready for the one. They are doing all the right things, but the results never stick, or the relationships they attract are temporary and exhausting. Why? Because underneath all the diligent effort and all the shadow work, the underlying active operational belief is, I am fundamentally broken and unlovable, and I must perform enough spiritual labor to earn my right to love. The person is affirming lack by the very belief that they need to fix themselves first. Their vibration isn't one of being loved and whole, it's one of desperately seeking love to fill a perceived void. And what does reality reflect? More void, more seeking, and more people who validate the necessity of more fixing. It's the most heartbreaking trap because it's cloaked in the noble intention of self-improvement. This is why the real shift is simple, though not easy at first. Instead of spending your precious energy and focus trying to endlessly heal the past, I want you to practice being the version of yourself who is already whole, already complete, and already in possession of the manifestation. The healed state is not a prerequisite to the manifestation. The healed state is the manifestation. The person who is wealthy doesn't spend their day worrying about scarcity. They assume abundance. The person in a loving relationship doesn't spend their day trying to mend old abandonment wounds. They assume connection and safety. They are operating from the effect of their desire, not the cause of their lack. This is the difference between seeking and being.
This brings us to the key line, the one I want you to internalize and repeat until it overrides that old, tired programming. Stop healing to manifest. Manifest because you already are healed. Read that, feel that. It is a declarative statement of your sovereignty. It removes the condition. It says, the search is over. The work is done. I am here. This is not spiritual bypass, and this is not denial of your past experiences. This is an act of radical self-governance, where you decide that the emotional baggage of the past is no longer qualified to dictate the identity of your present. You accept that those things happened, you learned from them, and now they are simply stories that happened to an old version of you. The new, whole, complete version is online now. The actionable mindset, the practice that will actually break you out of this loop, is the complete, radical letting go of identifying as a work in progress. I'm telling you, that label is a permission slip for procrastination and lack. You must assume right now that I'm already aligned, I'm already enough, and I'm already whole. What does this look like in practice? It means that when an old thought of inadequacy pops up, you don't engage in a 20-minute therapeutic session with it. You simply observe it, acknowledge that it belongs to the old, unhealed identity, and then you choose to return your focus to the state of wholeness you have assumed. You simply say, internally, thank you for sharing, old thought, but I am the person who is complete. You starve that old identity of your focus, and therefore your energy.
This is the entire Gestalt shift we teach here on the channel. Your reality is a Gestalt, an integrated whole that is greater than the sum of its parts, and your identity must be a Gestalt of wholeness. Trying to fix individual broken parts keeps you focused on the parts, not the whole. The universe doesn't see your separate wounds. It sees the frequency of the entire field you are emitting. When you make the decision, the non-negotiable choice, that you are whole now, your frequency snaps into place. Your desires are not requirements for your wholeness. They are simply the natural, effortless overflow of the wholeness you have already claimed. You are no longer trying to earn your manifestation. You are simply allowing it as a natural extension of who you are. The wealth flows in because you are abundance. The love shows up because you are whole love. The healed life appears because you are the healed being. This radical acceptance is the ultimate, most potent form of healing there is, because it is an act of completion. It's the final period at the end of the sentence of struggle. It means the search is truly over. You can put down the tools of endless searching, stop perpetually digging for deeper traumas, and instead, you can pick up the tools of conscious creation, because you finally recognize that the Creator is not broken. The Creator is perfect and whole, right here, right now. The time you save not agonizing over your perceived flaws is the energy you gain to consciously imprint the beautiful reality you desire. This is the true meaning of living from the end, which, as any true master manifester knows, is the only place to live from. Living from the end is living from the healed state.
And don't forget, guys, if you want to rewire your subconscious and live from that whole abundant version of yourself, moving past the struggle of endless self-improvement and into the effortless realization of your desires, you need to be using the right internal language. That's why I created the tool for you. Download my free ebook, The Magic of Affirmations. It's designed to help you bypass that critical mind and speak directly to your subconscious, to embed this identity of wholeness and abundance. The link is right there in the description below. It's free, and it will supercharge this identity shift we've talked about today. Thanks for watching, folks. More deep dives like this are coming soon, because this journey isn't about collecting information. It's about realizing and embodying your power. Whether you like, comment, or subscribe to Galaxy Gestalt, that's completely up to you. Just remember this one critical truth. Here on Galaxy Gestalt, we're not here to fix ourselves, because you cannot fix what is not broken. We are here to realize ourselves.
We're here to claim the whole, perfect, magnificent identity that was there all along. Because once you fully, radically, and lovingly realize that divine truth about yourself, reality truly has no choice but to follow. Go manifest that whole, effortless reality. I'll see you in the next video.